Shilton, a quick look at the teams then. Leeds unchanged for the 4th successive game. John Lukic in goal for them. 2, Mill Sterling. 3 is Peter Haddock. 4, David Batty. 5, Chris Fairclough. And 6, Chris Wright. 7, Gordon Strachan, the on-field inspiration behind this Leeds upsurge. 8, Carl Shutt. 9, Lee Chapman. 10, Gary McAllister. And 11, Gary Speed. The motor, finely tuned and balanced, is in the Leeds midfield. Strachan so canny, Batty so competitive, and the blossoming skills of McAllister and Speed, with Lee Chapman up front with 10 goals so far. Everton again make changes, but Neville Southall isn't one of them. Naturally, he remains in goal. Number 2, Neil MacDonald. 3, Martin Keown. 4, Kevin Ratcliffe. 5, Dave Watson. And 6, John Ebrell. 7, Ray Atterveld. 8, Stuart McCall. 9, Graham Sharp. 10, Mike Newell. And 11, his first start under Howard Kendall, Peter Beagrie. No room for Kevin Sheedy. The back 4 remain the same. Atterveld down the right, Beagrie down the left into the midfield. And another combination up front, Newell and Sharp, seeking the goals for Everton this afternoon. The substitutes for Leeds, John Pearson and Glyn Snowden. For Everton, Pat Nevin, Tony Cotty. Roger Dilks, the referee from Mossley in Lancashire, just about ready to get this match at Ellen Road underway. Leeds in the famous all-white strip of theirs. Everton today in an all-blue strip. And away we go. Peter Haddock, the long ball forward towards Lee Chapman. MacDonald getting it away. And here's Mel Sterland, played in the England B side in Algeria in midweek. And ever present in the Leeds side this season. A long ball up again. Chapman's after it. Played back for little Strachan, knocked in there, and header over the top by Carl Shutt. And no problems there for Neville Southall. First little glimpse of Strachan, away on the right there, an inch perfect cross, and Southall in the end not bothered. The Everton goalkeeper, in fact, who was here at noon today doing a pre-match warm-up, and on a run of 120 games, consecutive games for Everton. They really are durable fellows, these goalkeepers. And there's talk in the press that if there were any differences between Neville Southall and Everton, they've been patched up. And talking of goalkeepers, the fellow at the other end, John Lukic, I think he's missed just 1 game this season. And before that, you go back some 3.5 years during his time at Arsenal since he last missed a game. So, two fellows who expect to be on the team sheet and very rarely get injured. Here's Chris White for Leeds United with the free kick. Chapman again. Sterling. Sharp. To Beagrie. And in got Sterling quite comfortably there to get in ahead of Peter Beagrie. Back by MacDonald. Matches going on today. There's an important one in the first division between Crystal Palace and Luton, and one that's already finished in the second division. Newcastle United have beaten Plymouth Argyle down at Home Park with a goal right at the end by Gavin Peacock, recently signed by Newcastle, of course, from Bournemouth. His father's the manager of Maidstone United. So that's a good blow for Jim Smith's Newcastle. Having a good run, Trevor Francis. Lee Chapman.
Yes, he's an excellent striker. He's got good technique around the penalty box, and he's always a danger to the Everton defence. And it's an interesting lineup that Everton have got out today, because they're not playing with a recognised left back. In fact, they're playing with Watson, Ratcliffe, and Keown, and it's Keown who's gone into the left back area.
Yes, Andy Hinchcliffe who would be their left back, one presumes, is out injured at the moment. I think they've played Everton there as well, but you're right, Keane is regarded much more as a central defender. This is Haddock. Shutt couldn't control it. McCall getting it through towards Newell, and Batty in very quickly for Leeds United. Sterling seeing plenty of the ball in this opening phase. Batty knocking it on. And Leeds, if they win, join the clutch of players on 30 points in third place. Leeds then will be one of those clutch of players looking, if it ever comes, a mistake or two from Liverpool.
Hey, your mate's lively over there. Make sure you are.
And Jack Charlton exactly right. And Howard Wilkinson saying this week, we don't really know how good we are yet. We might be flattering ourselves, but by the end of January we'll get a better idea. And they go to Liverpool right at the start of January. They haven't played Liverpool yet on their return to the First Division. And then they have a cup tie against Barnsley and a Rumbelows League cup tie against Aston Villa. He said, then maybe by the end of January we'll know what sort of side we are. Free kick to Everton. Really is a competitive little man, David Batty, brought into the side by Billy Bremner when Billy was manager here, and many people see him as the Bremner reborn. Same type of player, busy, not afraid to get a tackle in. Works well, and he'll learn so much, of course, from the likes of Strachan in the midfield. And McAllister. Ratcliffe playing that one in for Everton. And Clough didn't quite get a challenge in, but it was Watson who just got a touch, but it was easy in the end for Lukic. Little touch there by McCall. Pickering, an offside against Keane.
An interesting confrontation that keep your eye on this afternoon will be the duel in midfield between McCall and the Leeds player.
Batty.
No, not Batty. McAllister, of course. They're two teammates in the Scottish national team. They know each other's played very, very well, and they're playing very, very closely together today. So that'll be an interesting battle.
Wright up there for Leeds United. McDonald.
You mentioned Batty. He's a very, very interesting player. I watched him 5 weeks ago at Manchester City, and I was very, very impressed. For one so young, he's a very, very mature type of player, and I think that he can certainly go all the way to national honours.
Of course, Graham Taylor had him in the spot for the match in Dublin against the Republic of Ireland, so he's very much got his eye on David Batty. 22 years old, such promise. But here's Ratcliffe for Everton. Cut out by Chris Wright. Speed. Callaghan brought down by Watson. Free kick. Clough up from the back, and so to Chris Wright. Chapman a target. Speed, who's excellent in the air as well. Strachan floating one, in fact playing it short there for Sterling. Here's Haddock. Speed, McAllister buzzing around him as well. Strachan always available. Lifted him quickly to Shutt. Sterling and Fairclough on the far side, but it was Keane who got in. It'll be a throw to Leeds United. A long throw from Mel Sterling. Oh, it's a short one to McAllister. And that'll be a throw to Everton. been an exceptionally mild December Sunday here in Yorkshire. And playing Christmas carols before the start. Actually, we're able to go out there just in blazers. Can you believe that in December? But the temperature dropping a little bit now. Strachan seeking to raise the temperature again for Leeds United, but he's shot way over the top there. Goal kick. Amazing new lease of life for this fellow Gordon Strachan.
Yes, it surprises me really that he's having such an outstanding season that he's not been in the Scotland team, because he really is playing on the best of his form. And he's such an intelligent player, because although he primarily plays on the right-hand side of midfield, the opening minutes of this game we've seen him turn up in inside left position, also in a central position, and it causes a problem for his marker.
Up towards Watson, a good jump that time by Wright. Chapman back to help out. Batty. Now there's a good ball, but it just brought a little bit of pace off the turf there and beat Carl shot into touch. Space now for Beagrie to work. Newell's waiting in the middle, and there's a shot. It is saved by Lukic from Everton. Well, that's the first time Beagrie really has got away. Sterling was missing for just a moment. That's an offside. Again against John Everall.
Yes, that was the first chance really of the game, and it came about because really Mel Sterling sold himself. Should never have committed himself, and it allowed Beagrie to get through on the left-hand side. His ball wasn't a particularly good ball, but it found Everall, and his first-time shot, as you saw, was comfortably saved by John Lukic.
Up goes Chapman. Must be a worrying aspect for Everton at the moment. Chapman is winning an awful lot of balls in the air. There's one. McAllister has one. Keane hooked that away from Chapman. Strachan, Sterling. Here come Leeds again. Shuck goes down in the box. It's a goal kick for Everton. First time the match has been live to Ellen Road. It's always a fantastic atmosphere, intimidating for visiting sides, Trevor.
Yes, unfortunately, playing in the second division this season, I have not had the pleasure of coming here, except 5 weeks ago in a testimonial for Mel Sterling. But on that occasion, there were just 6,000 people here, so it wasn't particularly intimidating that night.
But you've played here, presumably, when there's been a full house, have you?
On many occasions, yes. And just leave it there for a second.
This is Atterveld. Donald struggling to keep it in, and the challenge from Speed just caught. Neil MacDonald.
Yes, in fact, I was talking with Jet Shelton a little bit earlier, and we were reminiscing about the early days of the 70s when I played against Jet's great Leeds team. And, you know, of all the teams I've played against in my career, including the great Liverpool teams, that was undoubtedly the best team I've ever played against.
Really?
Yes.
That when you came here as a visitor, you had to be a pretty strong character to withstand 90 minutes of that, I must say.
You had to be strong also to accept some of the tackling from Big Jack and Norman Hunter.
Well, Neil MacDonald's all right. It's a free kick, which Peter Beagrie is going to take for Everton. Watson up from the back, Sharp in there too, Keane in there. Newell looking for it as well. And Lukic will have to come for this one.
Nothing more frustrating there for forwards to see the ball just going aimlessly into the goalkeeper's hands. Bit of a waste there from Beagrie. I do believe it's the first time that Beagrie's been selected by Howard Kendall since he's been there, and it's an important game for him, of course, and you know, especially with Pat Nevin on the touchline on the bench, because he's been in good form lately.
Newell. Atterveld. Hit in quickly. And Leeds get it away. Strachan. Ebrel half stopped him, but Strachan was still there, would not be denied. Gets it back from McAllister, a little back heel there by Strachan, and an offside against Lee Chapman on the far side. What a lovely piece of move through the middle there, involving Strachan and McAllister. Chapman in the end caught offside. Nice simple passing, the little back heel there into the path of McAllister, and as you can see, they're offside, both Shutt and Chapman. Everton's kick, Kevin Ratcliffe with it. Nice little flick on there by Sharp. Southall's clearance towards Graham Sharp. Chris White with him. Dave Watson. Adderveld. Side flag. Probably against John Ebrel. And Chris White with the free kick for Leeds United. Unbeaten in their last 9 games. Conceded only 6 goals in those games. And have scored 18, which even with my rather tenuous grasp of mathematics means they're scoring at the rate of 2 a game. And Strachan trying to thread the ball through there for Carl Shutt. Everton without an away win in the league this season. Up goes Chapman. Watch by Keown. Everton's throw. Sterling's throw. Batty. White playing it forward. No flag this time. Chapman's on his way. Ratcliffe held him up just long enough. Beagrie then. No, it didn't go for the corner. Everton's throw. 6 goals in the last 8 games for Lee Chapman. It always takes him a little bit of time to win the fans over, but his record here, 36 league games and 20 goals. And some of the vital ones leading up to promotion last season. McAllister. Shots. McAllister. A penalty. It was Ebrel shoving the back on Gary McAllister. And it'll be, no doubt, Gordon Strachan, who scored twice from the spot this season for Leeds United. So, an interesting little confrontation here. Kenny Gordon Strachan against arguably one of the very best goalkeepers in the whole of the Football League. Experience against experience. And 1-0 Leeds United. It certainly looked a shove in the back here, Trevor Francis.
Yes, it's a good 1-2 that he played there with Shutt, but I do feel that he rather exaggerated the dive to make sure that the referee gave the penalty.
So 1-0 Leeds. Everton's troubles towards the bottom of the table continue. And Ratcliffe gets the ball away for them now. Up towards Sharp, beaten in the air by White. Sterling gets in, but the flag's being waved on the far side. And Gordon Strachan takes his total up to 7. three of them from penalty spot.
I think McAllister there used his experience because he got in front of Ebro, just felt a little nudge, and over he went. The referee had to give it, but I think it was quite obvious that McAllister did exaggerate it.
There's Chapman. Sharp, the first to show here. Beagrie. After a first fairly featureless 20 minutes or so, it was really a goal you felt that the game badly needed. Batty, Sterland, hit high, the ball is out of play. Actually, looking at that push just a moment ago, the push in fact was shielded by a player near. Let's look at it from another angle. And it clearly looks that there was a push. Whether it was an exaggeration by McAllister or not, Trev, as you seem to suggest, it clearly was a push.
If I'd been in the same position, Brian, I would have done exactly the same.
It's Strachan. Alec. Batty. Sterland. Clough. Sterland again, out of play. Yeah, I don't mind you making sure you get the penalty, as long as they don't try to con the referee if there's been no contact at all. That's a real bone of contention at the moment as well, isn't it?
But I think there, McAllister breaking into the box shows the value of midfield players getting into that area. This Leeds team is built around a very, very strong midfield. Batty, McAllister and Strachan. They're one of the finest three in the First Division. They do a great job for this Leeds team.
Ratcliffe again with the free kick for Everton. Newell tried for a little flick on there, and Newell might try and get here, but he was stopped by Chris Fairclough at the expense of a corner. The first for Everton. So we have Keown at the near post. Sharp's in there, Newell's in there, Watson's up from the back. Interesting that little Strachan has now moved up to the centre line. And so there was a foul on Lukic. Just before that corner was taken, Strachan went sprinting up towards the centre line, and Everton felt the need to have two players peeling off to go and shadow him. He's becoming quite a folk hero here. The tail end of a glorious career here in Yorkshire now. All getting it forwards. Now Atterveld, another corner, that time off Haddock. So Keown again at the near post, looking maybe for the little flick on. Sharp once again behind him. Watson ready and to launch himself. So too is Newell. Played in towards that near post, but it was Fairclough with the header, and a good firm one it was that got it away. And in the end, Carl Schuck turning it away. It'll be an Everton throw. Halfway through the first half, Leeds leading by a goal to nil. A penalty by Gordon Strachan. McDonald playing it in. Went a long way, and Lukic off Martin Keown, who's never scored for Everton. Little touch there from Keown. Didn't catch it properly, but Lukic did.
Yes, in fact, it's a good early ball in from McDonald, and you get the feeling that if Everton do get the right type of ball into the penalty box, they don't look entirely happy, the Leeds defence.
Swift challenge there by McCall, and Strachan skipped out of the way of it so expertly. Will Strachan get there? No. Dave Watson's there for Everton. Stopped by McAllister. Shot battling away. A little touch there from Gary Speed. Strachan playing it back now for Haddock. This is some good play by Leeds. Trying to get Gary Speed in again, but the flag was up. Applause all around Ellen Road for that movement down the left-hand side. Twice involving that so promising Welshman, Gary Speed. Inevitably, there was a touch from Strachan in it too. Gary Speed. Wright with a header. And Keane. Up to Sharp. Touched by Beagrie. Stopped by Fairclough. Free kick to Leeds United. Foul by Beagrie on Fairclough. I think was an apprentice at Nottingham Forest when you played there, Trevor.
That's correct, yes. He's a very serious professional and always ready to listen and learn. The only defect he had, he was hopeless at shining my boots.
It's a corner for Leeds. Strachan's penalty, 17 minutes, separating the two sides. Strachan will take it. White up at the near post. Chapman in there too. Fairclough up. And Sterland up. In fact, it's Sterland's header. And it's in there by Shutt, number 2. Strachan's corner, touched on by Sterland. Carl Shutt was lurking. And that's number 2 for Leeds. Trevor?
Well, it looked to me like a well-rehearsed corner kick there. Strachan played the ball. I think it was to Sterland, and he got away from Atterveld. It was bad defended by Atterveld. Got the header in, and Shutt was first to react to it. And in the back of the net it was. A well-worked corner for Leeds.
It'll be a throw to Everton. Third goal of the season. And it's a wonderful atmosphere now around Ellen Road, as you can imagine. As Keown now lines up a throw for Everton, finds Beagrie with it, crossed in there, knocked away that time by Peter Haddock. Flag stays down. Atterveld crossed in. Sterland confident enough to let the ball go across him and get it away. And a very Tony Cotty warming up for Everton. One of the 2 Everton subs with Pat Nevin, and certainly plenty of goals early season from those 2. They've each got 6. McCall tries to get there, lost the ball just for one crucial moment. Lukic with the throw. Speed couldn't really collect that one.
It's a feature of all Howard Wilkinson's sides that they spend so much time in training practicing set pieces. And when you see a corner like that, and it pays dividends.
18 of, sorry Trev, the caption there showing that 18 of the last 22 League and Cup goals have been scored in the first half for Leeds United. Well, they're keeping that going with 2 so far. Just about half an hour gone.
Yes, I was going to say, it's so satisfying for a manager, you know, when you spend so much time in training and then you see it being paid dividends on a match day.
Sharp getting away from White there, knocking it in towards McCall. Got there with a header, but he's not the biggest of men, Stuart McCall. 5'6". There's one who's also 5'6", Gordon Strachan, making his presence felt. David Batty knocked into Shutt, who's offside this time. A great ooh from the crowd, but the flag was up a long time. And there are problems certainly for the Everton manager, Howard Kendall. Colin Harvey alongside him. I fancy that Howard, with the changes he's making, he's playing the field at the moment just to try and sort out in his own mind, Trevor, what is the best combination at Goodison Park. And clearly, as yet, hasn't found it.
That's right, and the last thing he wanted was to be 2 goals down here after 20-25 minutes, and I'm sure he's toying with the idea now with Pat Nevin and Tony Cottee on the bench, whether to try and bring one of them on. His problem is, who does he bring off at this stage?
Up goes Newell, in goes Ebrel, and a quick clearance by Lukic, but Ratcliffe handling it well for Everton. Newell to Atterveld, lost it just for a moment. Haddock was right at him. The Dutchman did well, but the flag again is up for an offside against John Ebrel. And Leeds looking to complete a double, remembering that they beat Everton up at Goodison Park 3-2 on the opening day of the season. Sharp's header. Fairclough. Sterland, a little late with his challenge there. Beagrie, a chance here possibly, but look who was back there, Gordon Strachan, when for a moment it looked like a formality that Newell should be able to turn it in. Beagrie again. Crossed in once more, Sharp on the far side, Keown trying to get it in, but ball has gone behind for the corner. Strachan right back in his 6-yard area just for that moment, and that crucial moment there, Trevor.
Yes, he did very well, but I couldn't understand why Beagrie, having made the opening, why he never shot himself.
Good point. Well, here's a corner for Everton. Fairclough away. Newell. Ball played again towards Sharp. Speed coming back to help out. McDonald with the header for Everton. Wright with one for Leeds. Gets it back again from Strachan. Plays it towards Sterling, but it'll come to Beagrie again. Everton needing a goal to get themselves back in this game now. 2 down. Strachan's penalty, and Carl shut the other one. Fairclough. Oh, he's lost it for a moment, Fairclough, but just put it back quickly enough to get it away. Chapman to Strachan. And Strachan took a nasty little knock there from Atterveld, but still found David Batty. McAllister outside him, an imperious little sweep of the foot there. And Watson gets that one away. Sterland. Back again now for Sterland. Decides to try and get to the byline and left himself too much to do. Some saying that Strachan is probably playing better than he's ever played. Just look through his period at Dundee, at Aberdeen, great spell at Manchester United, and now here at Leeds. 473, I think that must be games, and goals 125. Ball towards Newell. Fairclough again in quickly. Batty to Haddock. Callister, nice touch, get it back again. Flick to speed. There's his cross coming in. Chapman might pick up the pieces here for Leeds. Back to Sterland. Beginning to spray it around with a great deal of enterprise now, Leeds United. Here's Strachan again. And almost got a telling shot in. It was put behind for the corner by Dave Watson. But his mind was working overtime there. His busy feet inside that Everton penalty area. Coming up with something that's always unexpected. In the end, gets the corner, which Strachan himself will take. Wright with the touch on there. It needed the fist of Southall to get it away. Gary McAllister. Mel Sterland on this side. Batty. And Haddock. Back to Lukic.
I would think at this moment Howard Kendall must be having a nightmare on this bench, because every time Leeds push forward, there's no confidence at all in the Everton defence, and they look as if they could go a third goal behind, and if that was to happen, it would be all over as a contest.
Shot. Beagrie unfairly shouldered off the ball there. Everton's free kick. Well, he had a marvellous spell, of course, as the Everton manager in the early 1980s. And they're looking for Howard Kendall to wave a magic wand again through the 90s. It's a big job at the moment. Sterland. Oh, he's running into trouble. Well, I imagine Howard Wilkinson might well have a word with Mel Sterland about that little episode. But in the meantime, Chapman trying to get away, Watson holding him up, and it'll be a throw to Leeds.
Once again, we saw the Leeds defence in trouble. We're just emphasising the point I was making earlier, that when the ball gets played into the box, they don't look comfortable. Obviously, their strength is a midfield and the forward line, and they certainly play to their strengths.
It's a corner. White up again. So Strachan with this corner. Hit very deep indeed towards Lee Chapman. But Newell can bring it away now for Everton. Mike Newell. Looking to see what's available. Look at... Guess who was cutting that one out again? Gordon Strachan once more. It'll be an Everton throw. It came off Carlshot.
Interesting, the variety of corners from Gordon Strachan. The first one where they scored was an outswinger to Mel Sterland. The second one was a near post flick on from Fairclough. And there you saw the ball hit to the back post for Chapman. Obviously, they've worked very, very hard in practice on these corners.
Lukic gathering safely. Gets it away.
Come on, Wright! Come on, Wright! Come on, Wright!
MacDonald with the throw.
Raymond!
Watson turning it in. Might come to Beagrie, but there was a bit of time for him. But a goal kick then for Leeds. You can see a real festive spirit here. All those Father Christmas hats, which I gather are a charity venture on behalf of Dr. Bernardo's. Well, the sleighs, I've no doubt, are in the car park, although that's when the big time now has come back to Leeds. The car park absolutely jammed outside Ellen Road. And And there are 20,000 season ticket holders here, and the tickets for the game on New Year's Day at Anfield against Liverpool were snapped up in 2 hours this morning, and some people had waited 10 hours through the night for them. That's the feeling that football's got in the city of Leeds at the moment, thanks to this team in whites and their manager Howard Wilkinson. 6 minutes to go to half-time. Leeds comfortably 2-0 ahead. Crystal Palace 1, Luton 0. Mark Wright, the scorer for Palace. That's the latest score down at Selhurst Park, where we shall be for the live game just the Sunday after Christmas. Palace against Liverpool. In the meantime, it's back to Lukic here at Ellen Road. Strachan, what about that? And it needed an intervention from Neil MacDonald. Lovely touch again from Strachan. Beagrie. Oh, Sharp is onside. Shut. Speed. Good combination again. McAllister, Batty, McAllister once more. Sterland. Stopped that time by Beagrie. Sharp getting it back to Stuart McCall. His ball finds Newell. Here's Neil MacDonald. Everton's throw. Beagrie. Batty keeps it away, but there'd been a handball by Peter Beagrie, a free kick to Leeds United. Got a great soft spot for slogans, as Howard Wilkinson. I caught one in his coach's room the other day. The speed of the leader determines the rate of the pack, and that's obviously aimed at the man in the number 7 shirt. The speed of the leader, and his inspiration through this Leeds side is quite phenomenal. And there's no doubt the pack are right with him. Strachan couldn't keep that one in, though.
Certainly right what you said about Strachan, Brian. Although you did mention earlier on that he's coming to the tail end of his career, I don't think Gordon would be too impressed with those sort of comments, because he's a very, very fit boy. He looks after himself very well off the field. And the way he's playing, who knows how long he can carry on playing.
Indeed, he looks anything but a 33-year-old, doesn't he? He's so sprightly. Dilks having a word with John Everall. For the challenge on David Batty. At any rate, it's a free kick. No, it's a throw. There we are, the referee from Mossley in Lancashire. Chris White with it. Chapman's header. Batty in quickly. Speed. Where will it finish? On the far side with Martin Keown being chased by Strachan. Leeds United's throw. Everton at the moment just can't get a move going. Strachan's little touch, but it fell too short. Another Leeds throw. Handball. The referee said no, and Ratcliffe brings it away for Everton. Newell.
One of the biggest differences between the teams in this first 45 minutes is Leeds' determination. Such an aggressive side, and they're obviously very, very fit, because they challenge on every ball. They push forward very, very quickly. They certainly get men forward into good areas.
And Southall into touch, a Leeds throw. And that's the hallmark of Howard Wilkinson's sides, isn't it?
That's right.
Sterland. Cross comes in from Batty towards Chris Wright. Hadderveld up towards the two front men, and it hit Haddock on the back of the head, falls for Graham Sharp. Hadderveld following it in, hits a good early ball in, and McCall tried to get there. His feet were a little high on Lukic. The referee waving the play on. Lukic was in possession there, and he's just making his point to McCall. Oh no, he's going to book him. Maybe McCall must have said something to Roger Dilks as he ran by, which I must say would have been a stupid thing to have done, because the referee was quite happy for the game to be continued. Play on. A couple of redheads there, Strachan and McCall, a couple of Scots. It's McCall whose name goes into the book. Trevor?
Yeah, well, McCall was lucky actually not to get booked for the challenge on Lukic, because it was a bad challenge, and having survived that, you know, to get booked for dissent is rather foolish.
And the free kick given away outside the penalty area now to Leeds United.
But I can only imagine that just stems from sheer frustration.
We're into time added on at the end of the first half. And a very good first half for Leeds United. Going ahead with a penalty from Gordon Strachan. And followed after 25 minutes with a second goal from Carl Shuck. Here's Strachan, certainly the man of the first half, and you can see why he's such an inspiration to Leeds United. Half-time then at Helen Road. It's Leeds United 2, Everton 0.
Welcome back. 2-0 Leeds. Jack, it really does look like a team from the top four against a team from the bottom four, doesn't it?
Well, it's all about confidence, isn't it? I mean, Leeds are closing Everton down across midfield and are giving them time to settle. And they're knocking balls in behind the fullbacks. They're getting people up there. They're getting crosses in or pull them back from the fullbacks, get crosses in. And Everton are trying to play out through a team that is putting them under great pressure. And it's the balls that they're losing there that are going to Strachan, who's running this show, you know, and he's finding time on the ball. He's finding time to have a little look and to sort out his final pass.
Okay,
and if you let him do this, he'll run the game.
Let's have a look at the penalty incident, Jack. What did you make of that?
Well, the penalty incident, I thought he was dead clear. He's coming out to his right foot, and I thought he was pushed off the ball. The boys actually got into a position where he's no alternative there.
I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. You thought Southall would save that, didn't you?
I thought Neville would go to the left, because Gordon Strachan tends to put the ball when he takes penalties to that side of the goal. Yeah. Neville's gone to the right. I thought he would go to the left, and I thought he might save it.
Second goal was a real body blow for Everton, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, it's what you get when you're playing balls into the box. The ball's getting played. It's a bad cross here, but Melvin Sterling's run towards the ball and the near post is a good one. And Carl Shutt, I mean, he'll be wondering why he was stood there. I mean, the ball really should have skidded past and gone outside the post.
Defenders not moving either.
Defenders didn't move. The ball's come across and it's going out. It goes out to go over the touchline. And then all of a sudden, Carl Shutt's come in and he's knocked it in the empty net.
Do you detect a lack of confidence in Everton?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the back four are troubled on every time the ball is getting crossed. And then they're standing off people and they're standing off little Strachan and they're letting Leeds play little pattern football through them at the back.
I mean, there was that time that Beagrie went through, if you remember, when he didn't shoot, when he was in a good position.
Peter Beagrie here was best chance of the game here because he's gone right inside the 18-yard box. And he decides to do that. I mean, he's got the goalkeeper off his line. He's just got to hit the spot and the ball goes through a few defenders and it's a goal. And he decides to play a ball inside. I mean, I couldn't understand that. He's worked hard. It's about the only thing Peter Beagrie's done in the game, actually, to get into that position. And then he wastes it.
Well, I tell you what, Jack, we've got some great entertainment at the end of the programme with 31 goals from yesterday in our Goal of the Day competition. First things first, though, here's the winner, Jack, from 2 weeks ago. Your old mate Ian St John picked this one, a well-worked goal by Derby County, and a goal that he said he'd been proud to score himself by Mick Harford. So there we go, Mick Harford, Goal of the Day winner from 2 weeks ago. The viewer who won it, Cliff Jones of Asherworth Gardens in Gloucester, a substantial cash prize, and also 6 runners-up prizes of Terry Venable's board game, The Manager. So, 31 goals coming up at the end of the programme, and here's one of them, a special from Stuart Pearce for Nottingham Forest at Loftus Road. The second half at Ellen Road, coming up shortly.
That racket?
It's automatic loading.
Oh, someone was putting the Hoover around. Olympus Super Zoom? No. Voila, the real thing. That, my sons, all gimmickry and mimicry. Hold on, here's Lionel. Lionel, love. Twinkle toes. Lovely. Just the thing, you see? Zoom lens.
Wouldn't be without one.
Very flash. Not like that.
It's the most advanced flash around. Helps get rid of red eye.
Ooh, proper little black magic box. Take the film down to boots for you as well, does it? Hold up, here they are. Leach, my lord. Long Litchfield, Millard, this way. That's not for us top boys. Your Don McCullums, Donovan, Snowden.
David Bailey.
Photographers, mate. Not ballet dancers. Just one more, your worship.
The Olympus Super Zoom. Hero, the new aftershave for men.
Now, something special for Aunt Anna? Ah, that's a blooming nice present for Cousin Sue.
Welcome back. The 10 goals from Derby is another thing to look forward to at the end of the programme. Now, when teams used to come here in Jack's day, the late 60s and early 70s, if they got past him, then they had to get past Norman Bites Your Legs Hunter. So we thought we'd rope them both into the programme this afternoon. We've heard from Jack. Let's hear from Norman, who's with Gary Newborn.
Well, Norman Hunter, you're selling life insurance to footballers these days. Presumably you're not biting any legs.
No, them days have gone. I'm trying to sell a few policies to 1 or 2 of them, though.
It's Norman's one of the players is saying as he goes by. It certainly is. What do you think of this Leeds team these days?
Very good. I've watched all the home games and they're playing extremely well. I think down the right-hand side with Mel Sterling, Gordon Strachan and David Batty, I don't think there's any better what I've seen down here in the First Division.
How are Everton going to get back into this game?
Well, it's very difficult for them to get back. They have to probably take the game to Leeds a bit more, probably especially down the left-hand side.
OK, we're into the second half, and here's Brian Moore again.
Thanks, Gary. Very nice to hear from Norman as well. 2-0 then to Leeds United. Everton without any substitutes. So far brought on at any rate as McAllister now brings it forward, finds Kyle Shot. Great run forward by Gary Speed as well, leaving some space on the far side for McAllister. Played in quickly by him and shot with a header. Well, Norman was talking about Leeds down the right. This was a splendid move down the left as well, and it was a header by Carl Shutt, which glanced a little too wide of the Everton goal.
I'm a little surprised that during the half-time break they haven't made any substitutions, Everton, but it wouldn't surprise me before very long that Pat Nevin's introduced into this game.
Strachan's header. Ratcliffe gets it back. Foul that time by White on Newell. Free kick to Everton, promising position this. Stuart McCall behind it. Scored a rasper of a goal last week to beat Coventry City for number 8. John Ebrell also behind it. Played now for Neil MacDonald, driven by him, just wide of the Leeds United goal. Well, the corner given. Does that mean that Lukic may have just got a touch on it, but they've taken it quickly? Knocked in there again. Keane desperately trying to get in there. Strachan and Shuck between them, getting it away for Leeds United. Into touch. Another Everton throw. So certainly a determined thrust in the opening moments of this second half from Everton. MacDonald with the throw for them. That looked like a shove by Haddock on Newell. Newell seeking to get around Haddock. Chris Wright getting it away. Touched away by Gary Speed that time. And Ratcliffe will get it back to Neville Southall. Ratcliffe, incidentally, the last time these sides met in a league game at Ellen Road back in 1981. It was a 1-1 draw. Kevin Ratcliffe played for Everton that day. And the man in possession at the moment, John Lukic, played for Leeds United. But mind you, between that game and this one, he played goodness knows how many games for Arsenal. Over 300, in fact, or close to 300. Strachan offside.
Just returning to Pat Nevin, the Leeds side has been a fairly settled side all season, but they do appear to have a problem here in the left-back area because they've had players like Snowden and Kamara playing that position. Today, Haddock's there, and really, he hasn't been attacked. And if Nevin does come on, I'm expecting to try and play in that position to attack the left-back area.
MacDonald's. Patty gets it away. And away comes Gary Speed. Chasing this one, might get there first. Ratcliffe just had his foot hard down on the boards there and just found enough acceleration to get in first. Chris White looks to get it back. No, it'll be a goal kick. No, the number 3 shirt has been a bit of a jinx for Leeds this season, Trevor. It's right. Peter Haddock's got it at the moment. It's Pat Nevin. But Glyn Snowden and Mike Whitlow, Chris Kamara, they've all had injuries. I saw another left-back here who's playing in the reserves, Jim Beglin. I'm sure Liverpool fans will be delighted to know that Jim's looking in pretty good shape and seems as sprightly as ever. Far cry from the days here when Terry Cooper seemed to have the number 3 shirt for about 25 years and very rarely got injured. But here's the man in possession at the moment, Peter Haddock. Knocked away that time by Dave Watson. It's Newell. McCall coming in quickly, but hitting it too firmly. And Lukic, such a big, amiable man and totally unflappable. Leeds still leading by 2-0. Beagrie and Ratcliffe back to Neville Southall. Cleared long towards Newell. MacDonald's throw. Mike Newell. Foul and a free kick, quickly taken there by Carl Shutt. He found Gordon Strachan. And Shutt made the running as well. Here's Batty. To Speed. Crossed in there, knocked away by Watson. Only as far as Batty again. Strachan had gone into the box, headed away that time by Keown up to Sharp. And now Raymond Atteveld. Newell. There's such a high anxiety about Everton whenever they seem to be in possession, whenever they start to come forward. And as Jack Charlton was saying at half-time, there's so little confidence in the side at the moment.
No, that's right. There isn't much confidence, but Leeds make it so hard to play against them because they press very, very quickly and they don't give the team at all any time to relax on the ball.
McDonald. Wright away. Ratcliffe's cushioned header for McDonald. But again, Leeds comes surging forward with Gary Speed to Gary McAllister. Now to Lee Chapman. Watson now for Everton. To Peter Beagrie. No, that's out of play. Strachan with the throw. Shot. Sterland. Knocked in towards Batty. Martin Keown. Up to Mike Newell. Sterland. Shot. And there was an offside flag. Ooh. And extraordinary situation there where Batty was grasping shut by the shirt and had something to say to him too.
I thought we were going to get a repeat of an incident that happened during the week when 2 Grimsby players were sent off.
Right. What, for arguing amongst themselves, wasn't it? Well, there was quite a little confrontation there. Stoke 2, Brentford 2, we hear from the 3rd division. Scarborough 0, Stockport County 2. And Stockport having a good season. They now go 3rd in the 4th division. And the half-time at Crystal Palace. Palace still leading 1-0 against Luton. And here at Ellen Road, Leeds leading Everton by 2-0. And there are the details. Atterveld. There's Batty. Speed's gone off on a run. Haddock's there. Strachan. Touched on again. Sterling. Shot. Taken down beautifully, but that was just a little beyond him to be able to hook that back into a dangerous area. And so Ebrel now will take it up for Everton. To Beagrie. That's a goal kick. And surely Everton must bring on a substitute soon. 46 goals this season. £2 million man. Pat Nevin, who can dance down the right-hand side, leaning forward there on the left of the picture, also with 6 goals this season. And you saw Howard Kendall there telling both the substitutes to get out and start warming up again. Nothing's going for Everton at the moment. Sharp's ball didn't reach Beagrie. It goes into touch. It'll be another Leeds United throw. Fair Clough. Comes for Strachan. Back heel for Batty. Sterling available. In for Strachan again. Batty. In for Sterling this time. And Southall.
Once again, we saw Gordon Strachan linking up there. And really, week in, week out, seems to be the most influential player in this Leeds team. It's a mystery to me why he's not man-to-man marked.
And here he is again, certainly unmarked. Spraying out the pass now for Carl Schott. McCall going in. Batty with him. Just look how he's making life so difficult for McCall there. In goes Strachan, and you see they get it back again. To McAllister. Up to Strachan. Here's Chapman. Wright available. Haddock on the far side, and speed. McAllister. Speed. Leeds fans enjoying this. And Strachan with a little break. Just kept in play. Gets it back to Haddock. McAllister. Will it come to Chapman? No, but it'll come to Sterland. Flick wide for David Batty. Crossed in surely too close to Southall.
My argument is, if you give players like Strachan as much room and space like he's getting, he's got that much ability, he's going to cause damage.
He's playing at the moment, Trevor, and the way you're talking, I fancy he might be a recipient of a Barclays bottle of bubbly as man of the match before the day is over. It's Mill Sterland who's taken a knock there.
My only concern is, Brian, that I'll be accused of favouritism, because 5 weeks ago, when I was working on the game Manchester City against Leeds...
Just a sec. It's Mike Newell being spoken to by Roger Dilks for the challenge on Mill Sterland. Maybe we can have a look at that again in a moment. Trevor?
Yes, I was saying that on that game I gave him man of the match then.
Yes, it was a late
challenge.
Well, he's got to be in pole position, I would have thought. Gordon Strachan, there's Mike Newell. He's had a terrific scoring record. At this moment, while there's an injury, he's there, he's talking, he's instructing, and that's where, see, David Batty will be so much a better player for having played for a season or two alongside Gordon Strachan. Something like 25 league goals Strachan has scored in 73 games for Leeds United. That's a very good rate indeed. And here he is again. Here's Batty. Back to White. Knocked forward towards Shutt. McDonald there, but Shutt was in quickly, but it's an Everton throw.
Get the feeling that the Leeds supporters are getting a little bit restless. They're not happy with just 2 goals. They want Leeds to keep going forward, and they won't be happy until they get a third.
Momentary mistake there by Peter Haddock. In comes Strachan again. Clough, McAllister, shrugged off McCall there. The flag was up for an offside against Lee Chapman. Certainly the older Leeds fans have been reared on great success through the late 60s and 70s in the Don Revie side. And they're beginning to get that same taste again. And I think Everton about to make some substitutions. Tony Cotty certainly stripping off there. Can't see Pat Nevin at the moment. Yes, he's in there too. And you can hear Howard Kendall. What is slightly animated there, Trev?
Yeah, what he's saying is if you can go out and score 3 goals between you,
yes, would save the day. Out of play. Out of play. The Leeds fans weren't happy with it, but the linesman, I'm sure, was right there. Gordon doesn't think so. And they're going to take off Graham Sharp and John Ebrell. So Cotty will go to partner Mike Newell, and naturally Pat Nevin goes across where he works his best over on the right-hand side. let's see what difference that might make. In that excellent game at Goodison between Everton and Spurs that was full of such skillful stuff, it'll never make quite a difference when he came on as a sub. And he's won a free kick for Everton straight away. McDonald with the kick. Cotty chasing this one. Strachan got the better of him, and here's Batty. Back for Stirland. What a good long ball that was. The Leeds crowd loved that one, as Haddock now takes up the running, but then hits it straight at McCall. Nevin to McCall. Strachan once again. Some space to work as well. Taken from behind though by Atterveld. That's another yellow card. And really, I don't think there can be much doubt about that one. Strachan getting away there, looking up, deciding where to play the ball. Yellow card's just been brandished for the challenge there. A free kick to Leeds.
Certainly a bad challenge, but a timely challenge, because at that moment Strachan had just spotted Batty making a great forward run.
Well, here's Sterling with the free kick. Now, what are Leeds going to do here? It's chipped wide, actually, to Gary Speed on this side. Lost his way just for a moment. Look who's picking it up again, Strachan. Close on 28,000 here at Ellen Road today. Their average gate this season is 28,000. Sterland. The back heel, Chapman can't quite gather it. Keown was in quickly. Leeds get a throw. Now Mel Sterling hits or throws quite a good long ball here towards the near post. Chapman was there, White was there, knocked away by McCall. And Nevin. Good swift break. Can Everton finish it off? Still with Nevin. This is a good run. Newell in there as well. And a free kick given Leeds United's way. There was a blast on the whistle. Ellen Road just for a moment was hushed as they thought it might have been a penalty, but no, the kick's been given the other way. Let's have another word with Big Jack. They are dominating the second half just as they did the first, Jack, aren't they?
Yes, they're closing them down very, very tightly. Leeds are working very, very hard. Pat never needed to come on. I mean, he's just had a good little run there, and he nearly got Everton a penalty in the box from a good run. He's a bit like Gordon Strachan. They're both good runners on the ball. And against Peter Haddock, Peter's going to have to start marking Nevin a little bit quicker, or he might let them into the game a little bit here. But at the moment, Leeds are dominating the midfield. Everton are trying to play out. Leeds are getting on top of them straight away, not letting them develop any build-up at all. And I can't see Everton making any dent in them. The only boy I can see making a dent, actually, is Nevin.
There's Batty going in there. Jack, if I can just come back to you again in just a second to talk about David Batty, who is clearly in Graham Taylor's mind, and so many Leeds fans see him as another Billy Bremner, but there's an offside flag. What do you feel about David Batty?
I wonder about him sometimes. I've watched him, not this year very much, but I've seen him in previous years, and I'm not sure. He goes diving into tackles sometimes very recklessly. I think he's got to learn to pick his tackles a little bit more carefully than he does. He's not the best passer of a ball, but he's a very aggressive runner, and he never stops running. Whether he's good enough for the England team, I would doubt very much at this time. But, well, you know, everyone makes their own choice, and I'm sure Graham Taylor will make his. I hope he plays against us at Wembley.
Well, he's not playing at the moment. He's taken a nasty little knock there. Thank you, Jack. But he claims that in his, well, he's only 22 now, but when he first came into the side, when Billy Bremner brought him in, he felt that he was a bit rash. There's Neil MacDonald getting a talking to from Roger Dilks. But David Batty feels that he's calmed down a little bit since then, but Jack obviously feels that there's a little more calming down to be done. But he's a great player to have in your midfield. He never stops running. Here is again Batty. Shot. Played there now for Strachan. Stopped by Southall. Again, you see a marvellous example in the way that Strachan had got himself forward. Batty to McAllister. Played by Haddock. Some space here now for Gary Speed. Well, there was. And away goes McCall now for Everton. He's got Newell away on one side. Cotty through the middle for him. Atherville's made a great run too. This looks promising now for Everton. Newell playing it in there and McCall hitting it over. But suddenly Everton looked threatening, Trevor Francis.
Yes, it was an intelligent ball that from Newell, because everyone expected the ball to come across the face of John Lukic. He saw, I think it's McCall, yes, it's McCall on the edge of the box there. Played a good ball into him, and really McCall had time to stop the ball and then hit it. He tried to play it first time, and you saw the result. It went flying over the top of the crossbar. But that was a good opportunity for Everton.
Stuart McCall, who was a great Leeds fan, who roomed with Gary McAllister during the World Cup, I'm told, and gave a good, clean bill of health to Leeds and suggested maybe that Gary McAllister, if he was going to move, should join Leeds. Here's Batty. Paul, of course, who was previously with Bradford City before he joined Everton. And Crystal Palace still leading by a goal to nil, scored by Mark Wright against Luton Town at Selhurst Park. MacDonald playing it in now for Newell. McCall. Can come through to Keown, who'd made a good run forward. Sterling will get it away for Leeds United, the touch. In fact, there was a slight misunderstanding there between Chapman and Strachan, but it's Leeds throw. Chapman with it. Back for Sterling. So with 70 gone, 20 to go, Leeds 2 up. Don't forget all the goals from the First Division at the end of the programme, including that amazing 10 between Derby and Chelsea at the baseball ground yesterday. Here's Mel Sterling. Sterling from Batty. Knocked in beautifully by him. Touched away there, though, by Tiveld, I think it was. It's amazing to think that Peter Shilton was beaten 6 times yesterday, but Peter's got a big game himself coming up on Tuesday. His international farewell, which is at White Hart Lane. I commend it to you. A whole host of international footballers there on what should be a terrific night at Tottenham. Tuesday night for Peter Shilton. Batty. Brought down by McCall. Play on, said the referee. Keown. Newell there, hard on the back of Mel Sterling when he was in mid-air, making that clearance, but that's good to see. At least it was a handshake at the end. But Newell will get some treatment from the referee. a yellow card. That's the third Evertonian, Atterveld, McCall, and now Newell.
Yes, in 10 seconds prior to that, McCall was a little bit lucky not to get, well, if he was booked again, to be sent off, of course. I think the referee quite conveniently overlooked that.
Well, here's Sterling to Strachan. It's good cross-testing. Chapman on the far side, but it didn't quite get to him because Everton got there first. It was Neil MacDonald who put it away for the corner. Treatment required now for Neil MacDonald. What a valuable header that was. In fact, it was Dave Watson with the header, and it was MacDonald who got himself injured.
It was a very, very important header because you saw Chapman there coming in the back post. He's such a good positional player, Chapman. Took up a great position. Terrific cross from Strachan. He knew exactly where he wanted to place the ball. And if that header hadn't occurred, I'm sure that Chapman would have put that in.
There it is again.
Yes, there's Chapman coming right at the back post.
And it looks as though MacDonald may have just got an elbow or something in the face as they were all jumping for that one. But you certainly get the feeling that the good times and the big times are back on their way for Leeds. Well, he's okay now, is MacDonald. It's Strachan with the corner for Leeds. Played short for McAllister, a little back heel there. Strachan stopped in his strides, stride that time by MacDonald. Gets it away. Only as far as McAllister. And Southall with the catch. Stuart McCall. Finding MacDonald. Everton still 2 down. Both scored in the first half. Strachan from the penalty spots, and then shot following a corner. Peter Haddock. Out of play. Everton throw. Coming towards the last quarter of an hour. MacDonald. Nevin. Atterveld. Ratcliffe. Outwitting shot on that occasion. Gives it to Nevin on the far side. Nevin's gone round speed, knocks one back beautifully, and Cotty tried the bicycle kick, but it's way off the target. It'll be a goal kick.
That was good play by Pat Nevin there. Went past speed, gets himself to the byline, a good cross, and it's Cotty with a spectacular overhead kick. But certainly since these two have come on, Cotty and Nevin, there's greater determination in the Everton team. Before they seem to be playing with a lack of confidence, but these two coming on is certainly giving them a lift.
But here's Strachan. He's the one they really need to subdue. But Speed couldn't quite pick up his pass. MacDonald gets the ball away now. And Lukic there, stopping Newell. And the throw out by Lukic was a perfect one to McAllister. And here's Gary Speed. Chapman waiting in the middle. No corner. John Pearson and Glenn Snowden, the two Leeds substitutes, just warming up. But I wouldn't have thought they'd be coming on. I would have thought Howard Wilkinson is quite satisfied with the way it is at the moment. MacDonald away. Offside flag against Lee. Chapman hadn't got back quickly enough. Ratcliffe. McCall. Played for Newell. But he runs into Batty. In the end, probably a drop ball, I would think. No, he's given the free kick to Everton, taken very quickly there by Ray Atterveld. Nevin on the far side. MacDonald. Stopped by Wright, not very convincingly. Ball. Nevin. Deep across this time towards Keane. But Sterland had marked him well. But Everton get a corner.
Once again, great play from Nevin, and you have to ask the question, you know, why wasn't he on from the start?
Sure, there are a few frustrated Evertonians up on Merseyside maybe asking the same question, Trevor. And they get a corner here. Beagrie with it. It was Wright. No, it was Fairclough who got up and got that one away. Beagrie again for Everton. A longer one this time. At his header to Gary Speed. Batty. Oh, it's charged down. And Newell might get there. The whistle had gone. It's Leeds free kick.
Yes, there were one or two players there stood in an offside position. The linesman was very, very quick to put his flag up.
Sterland. Keane. Sterland again. Fairclough. And up and under for Chapman to chase. Knocked back very expertly there by Dave Watson. And a hit forward by Southall. Wright for Leeds. Again, Chapman hadn't got back quickly enough. And again, it's an offside, a free kick to Everton. Ratcliffe. Stopped by McAllister. Almost a celebratory atmosphere here now in Leeds. Home side leading by 2-0. With a little over 10 minutes left. Speed. And this is Howard Wilkinson's 100th league match in charge of Leeds United. He joined the club a little over 2 years ago. But is Martin Keown in a bit of trouble now? There's Howard. Here's the camera. And he joined Leeds, I think, when they were just off the bottom of the second division. He's taken them into the first. And they've lost only 22 of the 99 games they've played in the league under Howard Wilkinson. It's a terrific record, really. On the way from the hotel today, you know, I came past Reevy Road. They like to revere the great old characters and heroes here. And I'm just wondering maybe if there will one day be a Wilkinson way.
I said earlier, Brian, that I came here the day after the Manchester City Leeds match 5 weeks ago, and I spoke to Howard Wilkins on that evening and congratulated him on the performance the day before. And he said that he wasn't pleased with the performance. In fact, they played much better in earlier games.
Well, he's now giving some instructions to Glyn Snowden. Maybe they're going to change something, Leeds. Terrific record, Howard Wilkinson, you know. He, with Jimmy Cyril, took Notts County into the first division. He took Sheffield Wednesday into the first division, and now he's taken Leeds into the first division. Good play there by Newell. Tries to get it back to Atterveld, but Atty got there first. McCall lifting it in for Nevin. Flag has stayed down. Speed closing in on Nevin, but Nevin with a little flick of the boot there. MacDonald playing it in. Lukic had it and lost it. And in the end, they get it away. There must have been a foul on the goalkeeper, a free kick to Leeds. But again, Nevin causing some problems.
Well, that's right. He gets himself into a tight corner there, and Speed is closing him in. And he's got great vision there. He plays a terrific ball into McDonald.
Gary's speed is coming off for Leeds United. Glyn Snowden's coming on. There's Gary. Getting a warm round of applause from the Leeds fan as Glyn Snowden comes on. Someone who's not had the best of luck with injuries, and of course his brother Ian plays for Everton.
And there's only one reason why Glyn Snowden's coming on, and that's to try and stop the threat of Nevin.
Very good point, Trevor. Chapman. In goes Batty. Here comes McAllister. Snowden on the far side. Haddock's gone outside him. He tried to thread that ball through to Gary McAllister. Well, Snowden, if he's going to hold up Nevin, has got to get back fairly quickly. Beagrie. Nevin. They've looked a different side with him in it. Ratcliffe. MacDonald. Hitting again, this time towards Cotty. And now Newell. Wright's going across to try and retrieve that situation. MacDonald hitting it in first time. Beagrie on this side. Knocking it back once more. Newell up there with a header again. Cotty trying to go in. But Lukic gathers safely for Leeds. I think you've got to start thinking about man of the match, although I don't honestly think you're going to have to think very far beyond the little man who wears the number 7 shirt for Leeds United. It's played by Nevin towards Cotty. The challenge there by Peter Haddock right on the edge of the box. A fair one. And Everton get a throw. Strachan. To Chapman. Caught him on the back of the heel there. Here comes Wright. Not a steady old game, but Carl Shuck caught a good 7 or 8 yards offside. So what about man of the match, Trevor?
Well, I think that the two outstanding players for me have been Batty and Gordon Strachan. I don't agree with what Jack Charlton was saying, actually, because I think that Batty's had an excellent game, and for one so young, he's only 22 years of age. I think he's got a marvellous career in front of him. But undoubtedly, the man of the match for me has to be Gordon Strachan.
Newell. Might come yet. Good save there by Lukic from Cotty. Just for once, that fell superbly for Tony Cotty. There, onto the left foot. Hit it with great power, but sadly for Everton, straight to John Lukic. Cotty. Hitting it straight at Strachan. McAllister. Strachan. McAllister. Snowden. McAllister. Strachan. Stopped in the end by MacDonald. But a really fluent build-up there by Leeds United. Here's Beagrie being chased by Shutt. Cotty. Keown. Lost it just for a moment. Batty going in there. Beagrie. Nevin. Beagrie for Nevin. Sterling closing in on him. That's a corner surely to Everton it is. With about 4 minutes of the game to go. Well, you can hear what the Ellen Road faithful feel about Trevor Francis's votes, that Gordon Strachan should be man of the match. In, Sterling gets it away, and the ball hits it high in amongst the Leeds fans behind John Lukic's goal. Well, the cry, there's only one Gordon Strachan, is so true.
If there were two in this team, they win the league.
Without doubt. Chapman. Here's Strachan. Shot is onside. Chapman's waiting in the middle. Lee Chapman just a bit too high for him, but Snowden's available. McAllister's gone into the box. And Leeds get a throw, quickly taken. McAllister. Just in towards Chapman. Just couldn't quite get a contact again. Everton's goal kick. Southall racing after it, although there's just a couple of minutes or so left. He's not given up the fight yet. Couldn't quite get either foot or head to that one, Lee Chapman.
No, it was good defending, though, by Dave Watson.
Gotti. 2 minutes to go. Batty. Couldn't quite get it through to Strachan. Martin Keown there for Everton. Here's Pat Nevin. Gotti up ahead of him. Newell. Adderveld. Charged down by McAllister. Mike Newell back to Neil MacDonald, lifting it towards Keown, but it was Sterling with a header away. Good skills there by Gary McAllister. Adderveld. No foul, said the referee Dilks. MacDonald plays it in again. McAllister. Away up towards Chapman. Oh, Chapman. It comes now for Nevin. Surely this will be for Everton. No. Charged down that time by Fairclough. And Leeds were living dangerously, but thanks to Fairclough, they got away with it. Batty down the line. Keown takes Batty out. The referee's got a smile on his face. Just wants a word with Martin Keown.
It's a great opportunity, this, for Nevin, and Lucas does well. He stays on his feet. But Nevin there, he's gone the wrong side. He should have gone to the left of Lucas. He's come into the crowd. The other Leeds defence get a block in.
Here's McCall now for Everton, looking to have a final flourish here at Elland Road. Ratcliffe back to Adderveld. So now playing time added on for injuries at the end of the 90 minutes. Leeds look for sure that they will take their unbeaten run to 10 games.
I would think in First Division football there's no such thing as an easy victory, but this must rank as one of the most comfortable victories for Leeds today. Everton, since Cottee and Nevin have come on, they've had 1 or 2 chances, but really it's been Leeds all the way.
And there goes the final whistle. It's a victory for Leeds in Howard Wilkinson's 100th league match here in charge at Elland Road by 2 goals to 0, and it's a victory that puts them up among the clubs in 3rd place, and a number of them just looking for the possible slip if it ever comes from Liverpool, but then for the likes of Leeds to pounce. Leeds, of course, who have to go to Anfield on New Year's Day. But it's the 10th successive win, masterminded by Gordon Strachan, who put his side ahead from the penalty spot, and then Carl Schutt added the second one on 25 minutes. Both the goals coming in the first half. Leeds getting a comfortable win by 2 goals to 0. And we're just hoping that we might get a quick word at some point with Gordon Strachan. No, he doesn't want to say. But he's got a bottle of bubbly as the Barclays man of the match, and he's got plenty to celebrate tonight.